Hello everyone and welcome to DIY Ideas. Today I want to show you this wonderful pattern. So I'm going to show you this in the loop scarf version, and this is a corner to corner type of project. You'll see in a moment what I mean, but I'm going to show you what I used and how I did this. So even if you're a beginner, make sure to stay tuned. I'm going to show you everything in a moment. So here is our yarn. It's the soft alpaca from Rico Design. The color number is 7 if you want this exact same one. And you can see it's pretty thick this time. So this is for a 4mm crocheting hook, and it has 50 grams, 125 meters, and we have 60% acrylic, 20% alpaca, and 20% wool. And yeah, we have this lovely little logo on here, but I'll get rid of the label so that we can get started. So today we're gonna do a multiple of 4. So I'm gonna do 20, but you can do more or less depending on how wide you want this to be. And 20, so now we're going to skip the first 3 into the 4th chain from the hook. We go in with the yarn over and we do a treble. That means we go through 2 and 2 more loops, and then we're going to do another one in the same spot, and then another one, so 3 total. Then we're going to skip the next 3 chains that follow, and into the 4th one we're going to go in and we're going to do a slip stitch like this. And then you're going to have this little teardrop, and now we can continue. So we're doing 3 chains again, and then into the same spot where we just were, we're going to go in and we're going to do 3 more trebles. And number 3. And now we're going to skip 3 again and go in, do a slip stitch into the 4th chain and start over. So 3 chains and 3 trebles all into the same spot. And 3, then we're again skipping 3 chains into the 4th. We go in and just do a little slip stitch to connect, and then we have our last teardrop, so 3 chains and 3 trebles into the same spot. Last one. And then we can connect it to the very first chain that we started with. And then we're going to do a slip stitch again, and we're done with row number 1. And now we're going to go back. So we're going to start with 3 chains first, and then we're going to go into the very first chain in the last row, the very first stitch, and we're going to do 3 trebles there. And 3, then you basically see that it already falls together. So here around these chains from the last row, we're going to go in and do a slip stitch there. And now again, 3 chains and 3 trebles. So this is going to be this next section. You can see this big hole basically between the trebles and the 3 chains that we did. So that's the spot that you're looking for. And we're going to go around there and do 3 new trebles. And then we go here and we connect this with the slip stitch and start with a new teardrop. And you can see basically it gets even easier after the first row because you don't have to count anything. And you can see how these teardrops really go into one another and basically build a lovely pattern. The more rows we do, of course, the nicer this is going to look. But let me just finish the second one and then I'll show you what we have. Okay, there we go. So when I do the slip stitch, you can see what we have here. So our teardrops basically change direction, but they are still complementing one another and therefore building a lovely pattern. So you can see here is where we started the very first row, and then the teardrops went into one direction and the row above it, they go into the other, and that way fill up basically all the empty space in between. So let's start with row number 3. Again, chain 3 for the height and turn around, and then we're going to do 3 trebles into this first spot. Then we connect with a slip stitch around the 3 chains from the last row. We do 3 more, and then 3 trebles exactly around those existing chains. There we go, and then we connect and we start over, so 3 chains and 3 trebles, and then a slip stitch. Okay, so we have here 1, 2, and 3, and then we can end, and this is what we have. So we have a multiple of 4, which means we have 4 teardrops in every row. So let's start row number 4. Into the same spot, we go in and do 3 trebles and then connect them with the slip stitch. So because the direction changes or the angle of the teardrop changes, we are able to connect them and fill up all the empty space. So we connect with a slip stitch and then we chain 3 for the height and do 3 trebles right there. And here we have an even edge. That's exactly what we want. And here is row number 4. So you can see the spots in between what I'm calling teardrops or little boxes, with whichever way you want to call them. But you can see the spots in between them when you stretch it out a bit, but they do really go into one another when you don't. So anyway, we're going to continue this way until we reach our desired size or we run out of yarn. But I'll be back in a sec with a little update. So here is where our next teardrop goes. So I'm almost out of yarn, and you can see what this looks like. We have a lovely straight edge on both sides, and I'm going to show you how we can end today's project. So you can see the little teardrops here. They're kind of building this zigzag section. And what I'm going to do now is fold this over like this, and then make sure that everything's aligned, no twists or anything weird going on, and then we're going to connect the beginning and the end. So we're going to go through the one side and through the other and do a slip stitch to connect, and we're going to go through every single stitch that we see. And this is the last step of today's project. The chains I'm going to leave out, and then I'm just going to continue with the rest of the stitches. That way it's easier and faster, and it doesn't change the way it looks in the end. So this is what this connected part looks like. So that's where we did the slip stitches. I just turned them inside out to hide them, and now all we have to do is weave this in, shorten it if you have too much yarn left over. But you can see the beginning and the end both here. So when we do that, we're done with our project today. So I hope you like the pattern. I hope you like the color and the yarn that we used today. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Feel free to subscribe. If you enjoyed, let us know by shooting a thumbs up. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in one of our next projects. Until then, have a wonderful day. Bye!